Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different, and if you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do if it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. Alright, let's go ahead and let's begin. Taking a step aside. And allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay, there's a chapter that's behind somebody. I feel like the chapter that's behind somebody is something that was struggled with internally in some way. So this is an internal chapter that's taking place that's behind us. For some of you, it might be manifesting externally, but it does seem to have something to do with something that was internally going on. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so chapter that has ended here, we have the death card with transformation. So something has ended. For some of you, one of the things that has ended, it may be a residual of something that was remaining from family, for example. It doesn't have to be. Okay. An old family life, that can be one of the things. But we seem to be moving someplace better. Whatever has happened that we really struggled with, it was inside of our mind, right? Sometimes when we see the swords, this is inside of our mind. It can also be inside of our nervous system. This is really something that we have, it feels like it's taken quite a while to get away from, whatever it is. So there may be beliefs behind this that we had to kind of navigate, or that we had to reprogram for ourselves. I'm also hearing that there may be two very significant heartbreaks for someone that they had to move away from. The reason why I'm saying that is because of the two swords right here. They're kind of standing apart from the others. This is freeing us up to have some sort of new beginning here with the Ace of Pentacles. This new beginning may have started in the spring. I'm saying that because of the presence of the Easter lilies, or the change, the first inklings of the change may have started around Easter, around that time. This is a significant stop in, or a significant part of someone's journey. The reason why I'm saying that is because in the Ace of Pentacles, one of the things that you see is you see the road. Inside the tarot, that's literal. It means the path. And usually when you see the path, you'll see a mountain off in the distance, because it means that this is a part of the path where we've stopped and we're getting closer and closer to the mountain. The mountain inside of the tarot represents the spiritual ascent, right? So it's like the goal, it's the pilgrimage. And this is essentially a new beginning in that chapter. So someone here, we're reaching a phase inside of our life that is really representing a new chapter inside of our path. For some of you, this may have to do with the Two of Cups. It may have to do with a very significant partnership, whether it's friendship, or it's platonic, or it's romantic, or any number of types of partnerships. This can even be a business contract for some of you, but it is a partnership. It's where we require the help and the assistance, or the compromise and the union of another party. So that's what this seems to be about here. I'm going to leave this here. Okay, let's see. Okay, I do feel that for a lot of you, this is going to be rather romantic, or it's going to be friendship. There does seem to be some baggage that may be getting cleaned up at this time. We're moving away from some sort of baggage and we're trying to present something new. We have, heavy on the romance. We have the Piper, we have Ta'um, the poet, which are telling me that. When we have the Piper, this is about singing a new song, right? Or singing a song that's kind of seductive. We may be trying to entice someone, right? For some of you, I'm just going to say it because I'm seeing it. Whenever I see the Piper, it's also energetic. So some of you, you may be trying, for example, to manifest a partner. There is Tom the poet here is where we're using our words. So we may be trying to find ways to communicate how we feel, or to verbalize things, or you may be having someone do that for you at this time. This may actually be something that we had to heal inside of ourselves, was a belief that we can't say how we feel, or that we can't be ourselves, right? Okay. Okay. Right now there seems to be some thinking about the future involved in this situation. We have fairies of the future on the bottom. Okay, let's see. We're going to move over here. Okay, we have the thread. So for some of you, this may be someone from the past that you are either revisiting or that you have found after a long time of not being together. The reason why I'm saying that is because of the presence of a cord that connects us. For some of you, when I see this type of connection, what this is saying is a past life connection. And so some of you may be aware of that here. With this thread, this feels like there's a heavy degree of I want to say telepathy or empathy that takes place between yourself and whoever is being represented by this partnership card. So we may get a lot of insights into this person, or we may get a lot of dreams about this person, for example. There is something here that feels like it's leading this connection together. So whatever this happens to be. I'm going to say this, I don't have any karma cards on this. So for some of you, what you're actually manifesting is a relationship that's quite beautiful. I'm not seeing anything in terms of really hard or difficult energies that are taking place here. I do see the feline as something about loose ends, right? You may even feel that you're returning to someone to tie up loose ends for some of you, rather than actually pursuing a relationship. I see a lot of transformation taking place inside this situation, though, whatever it is. So if, for example, you've attracted a new friend, I see that this is actually going to be a very transformative friendship. If this is someone from the past, there's probably something that's really transformed inside of this energy. Let's see. We have the fog, we have alchemical wedding, and then we have lead. Okay, I'm being told to read lead first, so that's what we're going to read first here. And I am going to read from her book. I love what she has to say about these things. Where are we? Keep passing it. Okay. Destiny, weight, and Saturn. Lead is the first metal. Its properties are heavy, dense, and unwaveringly steady. It is often perceived as the metal that initiated the entire alchemical drive to turn what is base, lead, into what is noble, gold. It correlates to the planet Saturn and its love of rule. There we go with the karma. Its love of rules and structure. On one hand, this card implies a fixed position or burden that may be weighing down the work. On the other hand, lead can arrive just in time to ground a situation, to bring an alchemist back to the humble beginnings. Either way, the presence of lead is sobering. We cannot ignore it. The impatient alchemist may be discouraged to see it in the laboratory, as it reminds us of how far we have to go. Approach this card with reverence for the ongoing process. So there's something, there may be something kind of heavy inside of this partnership. Again, going back to the idea of Saturn, or there may just be this intense feeling of gravity, right? If there is an intense feeling of connection and gravity, understand that usually what that means is that there is some sort of alchemical process that has to take place in order to cause this, the alchemical wedding. So even though I see a very beautiful situation here, it's not necessarily going to be an easy situation. It might be for some people, it might be, but there does seem to be a little bit of a hidden element. We're going to get into that because next is the fog. Where am I? Here we go. Okay. Disorientation, a funk, a lull. When fog is present, nothing is clear, not even the problem. It's hard to orient oneself or to know where you're headed. A distinctly damp mood blankets the laboratory. Fog can be surprisingly pleasant as a counter to drama, and therefore can lull us to sleep for long periods of time. With its cooling nature, fog is a natural balm for pain and trauma, yet the state cannot sustain us, for we long to see the horizon and our surroundings. There are two solutions. The first is heat. Think sweating, desire, confrontation, passion, creativity. If that's too edgy, the second and inevitable solution is time. As they say, the morning fog burns off by noon. The sun will be seen again. How much time you spend in the fog is yet to be determined. So there may have been a period, because this is sitting on the left, which is the past for me, there may have been a period where both parties inside the situation, or just you, right, whoever I'm reading for, you may have been in a period of isolation or fog or a lull. There may have been a lot of things that were taking place inside of you that healed, that changed, that got released. Part of it being whatever this belief is that we're moving away from, or whatever this transformative cycle is that we're moving away from. I think this is really beautiful. I do want to say one thing, especially if this is about a person. something that's standing out to me inside this book is that there's two solutions, right? And I feel almost these are two stages. The first one is heat, so desire, confrontation, passion, creativity. And the second stage is time. So there may have been some time that passed between yourself and another person, if this is a person from the past, for example. And so the next card is the alchemical wedding. Let's see. Oh, not there yet. Okay. Ritual, celebration, uniting. All hail the alchemical wedding. The laboratory morphs into a dreamlike dance floor, and all your allies, fellow alchemists, and ancestors are here to witness the celebration. What was once lost has been found. What was once denied has come fully into the alchemist's embrace. The work is often felt as serious and studious, but the alchemical wedding is a moment of levity and lightness. When this card arrives, it is of the utmost importance to mark the occasion. Celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. Honor and acknowledge those who have helped you along the alchemical path. You have come so far. Energy radiates from the uniting of opposites and the redrawing of life's blueprint. The new form has arrived. The unknown has become known. You'll be back to your existential queries and tinkering ways in no time. Now the work is to revel in the miracles. And so, I do want to say, on the very bottom it says to ponder is intimacy without sex. So for some of you, this is about learning how to become extremely intimate with another individual. Again, this can just be friends. I do feel that this is something along the lines of friends or romance, just because of the presence of all the cards in the way that they're present here. There may even be thinking about the future and how to move this into the future. But this is a very beautiful reading. Something here has transformed for somebody, and it's happened in a very significant way with the death card showing up in the very beginning. It's quite possible that there was a recent ending that kicked off that moving away from a certain belief or releasing of something here with this Six of Swords. So let's see. Oh, I'm taking them. We have the Fairy of Youth. There may be something about this situation that brings back a sense of like youth, right? We have here the Queen of the Passage, the Queen of the Golden Bow, and the Hope. So, okay, so I do feel that for some of you, this is either a return of a person or that there was a very long time before you were able to meet this particular individual. Meaning, like, so for example, if it's a friend, you may have had to be isolated for a very long time, working on yourself and your own healing journey in order to get to a place where you could have this sort of connection or this sort of relationship. When I have the Queen of the Golden Bow, this really makes me think of somebody that's focused on their self and focused on their own abundance, focused on their own life, right? And so someone here, this is what you've been focusing on. There is this strange energy that's coming through in the background. I always see these glowing cards in the back of this. So we may have felt like there was this one big hurdle in our life that we had to kind of overcome. Oftentimes this kind of hurdle is something from our past, right? It's something that we've carried with us for a very long time, a very old story. And that goes back to the Six of Swords. I was saying that I feel like it's a belief that we had to let go of. For many of you, that was a belief about yourself, right? And in order to be able to come into this type of union with this type of clarity is the word that's coming to me for some reason. This is something that we had to stop seeing about ourselves because it wasn't necessarily true vision. One of the things that's happening here is there's also a healing element that's coming in, and I'm saying that because of the caducees in the background. I know it's an intertwining of two things. It's kind of showing us the same image from the alchemical wedding, but it's speaking to me right now of some sort of healing that's taking place. So again, for some of you, this may be a person that has returned. This may be a person who's showing you that your patterns don't have to repeat, right? This again doesn't necessarily have to be about a person or about a friend, but that's what I'm seeing mostly here, and so I'm reading it that way. The Queen of the Passage, I do think that there was a lot of changes that took place in whoever's life I'm reading for. A lot of changes. It's like you had to reinvent yourself many, many times. And that whole process is starting to pay off. Who you were in the very beginning would not have been able to sustain whatever this energy is that's coming in. So I think this is beautiful. Let's see. We're going to get a couple more. Okay, we have the Queen. We We have the Fate. And we have the Acolyte. Okay, so whoever this message is for, there's been a lot of determination and sacrifice on your end, right? We have this here with determination and sacrifice. One of the things that the Queen is known for is her husband goes off to battle, he dies, and especially when it's the Queen of Swords, and you know, the Queen has to take over the kingdom, and she's never quite respected the same way that the king is, and so there's a lot of sacrifice that she makes in her own life in order to establish her reign. With the Fate, there's accepting help and guidance. There may be a situation here where someone needs help inside of this situation. This may be what we're sacrificing or that we're having determination for. So this may be part of this process. The Fate has these threads, and we also have the thread in the background. There is something about that thread being severed. So I almost feel that for whoever the feminine energy is inside of this process, if there is a feminine energy, it's like there's something that had to be sacrificed or released in order to allow this to happen, right? Or a sacrifice has to be made in order to allow this to happen. This sacrifice is most likely something pertaining to the past. Here we have the Acolyte, new projects and learning. And so this is essentially the next phase inside of someone's journey, just like I said with that Ace of Pentacles. This is a very, very important phase of someone's journey. It's almost like an initiation of some kind. We see this scroll, and we don't know what that scroll contains just yet. It has yet to be opened. This eye has yet to be opened. But whatever's taking place, there's a drop that's falling into that vase, and as that vase fills, that eye will open and a new perspective will emerge. There is this coming together of two opposites that's taking place. And in this, in the energy of these two opposites coming together, it's almost like, and again, I want to go back to a feminine energy because it starts off with the Queen. It doesn't have to be, right? But this is the way that it's hitting me right now, so I'm going to read it that way. It's almost as though as these energies merge, there's some new sudden realization, and this allows us to release something for the final time. So whoever's message this is a very important phase inside of your journey, and this is very beautiful. So I wish you the best of luck with this. If this resonates with you, please hit that like button, and until next time.